Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to week 20 here at Northside Square. Today I'm joined by Pastor Walter Green of the Friendship Baptist Church. And before we go into talking about institutions in the Klondike community, I just want to give everyone a brief update. So again, week 20, we are in the last stages of surgical demolition, and we're about 2 weeks away from Christmas. And so as you can see by my attire and our gear, the weather is constantly changing. It's getting colder, and so we're moving through the seasons as we redevelop Northside High School, soon to be known as the new Northside Square. And so keep liking this channel, keep tuning in, and again today I want to welcome to our platform on Northside Square, Pastor Walter Green of the Friendship Baptist Church. Welcome, Pastor Green.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Thank you for being here. And so we talked a little bit about the redevelopment and all of the activity that's happening with Northside Square. And we've had a number of people on the past several weeks. We've had alumni from Northside. We've talked with a lot of the workers in terms of the contractor. We actually had the developer on. And so now we're getting back into the community, its assets. One of the chief assets of any community, obviously, are the institutions, those structures, those pillars of the community, if you will. And so we talk about Northside High School, the redevelopment, all of the nostalgia that we're bringing back. And outside of the very doors of the school is a very long-standing historical African-American church. It is the Friendship Baptist Church. And so again, Pastor, if you could tell us just a little bit about Friendship Baptist, what it means to the community, how long it's been to the community, and your role there.
All right. Well, thank you for inviting me, first of all. Friendship has been a part of the Klondike community since 1904.
1904.
Klondike only existed since 1899.
Right.
So you talk about within 5 years, Friendship was there. And so Friendship has been one of the anchor churches of this community for over 118 years. Not only has it been a part of the anchor churches, many of the members, like I shared with you earlier, I have members who are still living that were part of the class, the opening class of this school.
Right.
And so I even got folk who are younger who part of the last classes and are concerned about Northside. But you're right, in a community, especially Klondike, a community that has always been an African American community, and that community has always had great pride. They had great pride, great energy, and in that community you had the church, you had the school, then you had local businesses, and many of those businesses are now gone. But the church has been committed to staying in this community. Even with the schools disappearing, the church still has become that anchor because many people are looking for hope. Despite depression, despite the factories that used to be the economic base of this community, it's gone. But the church reminds people of where they come from. Because many of the people who were raised in Klondike, they relocated, but yet they continue to come back to Klondike because that's the church they were baptized in.
Great.
That's the church that their parents were married at. That's the church that they had the funerals of their loved ones. And so many folk come back. I hear more stories about from politicians to lawyers to doctors I went to Vacation Bible School at Friendship Baptist Church, and I'm like, wow. Sometimes I just want to say it, but you haven't given an offering since the last time you did a meeting. But the truth is that, Friendship is a church that is dedicated. I remember I came there 20 years ago. Right. Because the pastor before me was there 42 years. Okay. And the one before him was 30 years. And when I showed up, one of the things I want to know, what is your commitment to the community? Because if a church has no commitment to the community, you got to ask yourself, well, why are you in that community?
Right.
And so Friendship years ago, under the pastor that was there 42 years, had made a declaration as a church that when other churches were relocating out of the community, that they were going to be committed to Klondike.
Awesome.
And so that's what we've been right here in Klondike and seeking to make Klondike a better place for the residents of Klondike.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. That's some strong history and some great history, and it's great for people on this channel to hear that. And as we talk about the transformation of this building, just mere few blocks away from Northside, we talk about the change and the change that is coming. So in this building, we'll have the Northside Hall of Fame. In this building, we'll have 42 affordable apartments for people who live in the community. We'll have businesses that are a reflection of the community. We'll have an opportunity through the business incubator that'll be on the first floor for people from the community to own and operate their own businesses or start their own establishments for people who are trying to do startups. What do you see as potential growth in terms of reinvigorating and bringing life back into this massive 270,000 square foot building? What do you see that as an opportunity for the church, but also an opportunity for this development to build a continuous partnership with other institutions in this area?
First of all, anything to change an eyesore to something that is worth looking at is a plus. That's a plus. Dilapidated housing and blight has always been a challenge.
Yes.
And so to convert a building of this magnitude, now I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Now, when this building first became available or was vacant, I sat down with the church leaders and said, what would be the possibility of us going after that building? Mm-hmm. And all they wanted to know was, Pastor, what we're gonna do with that massive building? So maybe they were a little wiser than the pastor, but the truth of the matter is to have a building that helps breathe life. That's what the community needs. I mean, so often we have things that take out of the community.
Right.
This institution, this building, what you call it, the new
Northside Square.
Northside Square. The Northside Square is going to be an opportunity to bring life back. Not only to bring life back, but to engage people in a process that they'll become life givers.
Absolutely.
And so when you talk about incubator for new businesses, folk need those opportunities. When you talk about a place where you're gonna celebrate the arts,
right.
How many low-income urban communities have places where we celebrate the arts? When you talk about the symphony, come on,
right.
you're adding something. To me, this is more of a renaissance. It's a rebirthing, and so to use this historical institution to now bring new life, to me, that's a blessing to the community.
Thank you.
That's a blessing to the community. I'm looking forward to my debut on stage. No, just joking.
Where have you performed?
No, just joking. Time out. But this would be awesome, man. Just to see where I'm sitting now. I done been in that auditorium. I done walked through these halls, and just to know that this will not be just a ground that is torn away.
Right.
But now it's going to be a place where people can find new hope, and generations from generations will be impacted because somebody decided that the investment here is greater than the demolition.
Absolutely. And Pastor, before we close out, I definitely want to personally thank you. Actually, on last evening, you hosted a community meeting here in the neighborhood where I think a lot of people for the first time got a chance to hear more about the financial mechanisms, things that are taking place. Northside was discussed. But I want to thank you for being a gracious host and again, opening up the doors of your church, so to speak, to have people from the community, to have us come in and have an opportunity to share with the public as well. And so thank Friendship Baptist on our behalf as the members of the Works and obviously developers of this development. And just thank you for, again, opening your doors and just being a strong institution and a great partner here in the Klondike community.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. So please stay tuned in. We'll be back next week with more interviews, again, talking about moving Klondike forward as it relates to the redevelopment of Northside Square. So like this post, please send us your comments and ask us questions. Thanks. Have a great week, everyone.